Who killed Charlie Kirk?
I mean, there's a man in custody. I've really tried not to publicly speculate or say anything that I can't prove.
And you shouldn't. That's smart.
I love Charlie, and I talked to his wife this morning. I love his wife, Erica, and I don't want to make it worse. So the guy's in custody. It's a very weird story. I will also say, having been a police reporter and covered a lot of crimes, that all crimes are pretty weird. The farther you dig, there are always anomalies, things that don't make sense, witnesses who saw something completely different. Just any human experience, if it has multiple vantage points, is hard to reconstruct. That said, they're going to need to do a real investigation on this. And here's all I'll say. If the FBI and the authorities in Utah end this investigation by declaring Tyler Robinson a lone gunman with no accomplices whatsoever, without having done, a truly exhaustive investigation, sort of like the one they did into January 6th.
Right.
That will not be adequate. That will not be acceptable. And I think that they will risk further fracturing the United States along the lines of people who believe the story or want to believe the story and those who, just don't find it an adequate explanation. So I hate even to say that could happen because, it's my country, my government. I want to trust the FBI. There's no reason to trust the FBI at all. At all. I mean, they've been caught acting in bad faith and conducting what I consider crimes so many times, lying so many times, that I think it's, at this point, especially since my friend who was assassinated, I think it's fair to demand a real investigation with a lot of transparency. And if they say, oh, we can't say that because we don't want to prejudice the jury or, it's going to affect the prosecution, that's not a good answer. Tell me what happened. I'm particularly interested in, of course, all the practical details. There's no videotape of this guy getting on the roof. There's no videotape of him bringing the gun on the roof. It's not clear he brought the gun off the roof. It's not in videotape anyway. So I'm interested in, how did he get away, for example? Who was this guy, Zinn in the front row?
George Zinn, yeah. Why would anyone
What is that? Is that connected? Tell me a story that makes sense. But what I'm most interested in is how a guy who was, by all appearances, a pretty normal kid, wound up murdering a stranger just a couple years later. He was radicalized. Okay, walk me through that. Tell me exactly how that happened. I think we're owed that. Do I have confidence we're going to get that? Zero. Not because I'm not attacking Kash Patel. I'm not attacking anybody specifically.
Yeah, I feel sorry for them. I know exactly.
I do too, and I know for a fact, because I have been, trying to learn all that I can. They're under enormous pressure, for sure. But the institution of the FBI, no one's really been fired from FBI, by the way. And we know that, their behavior's just been almost unbelievable over the past 10 years. I am shocked by it as a 56-year-old American who kind of believed that things were on the level, and that we're all pursuing justice here. I'm shocked by it. And I'm shocked by the fact that no one's really been punished for it. And you don't get reforms without punishment, period. And I'm not even saying anyone should be executed. I'm just saying the kind of punishment you'd mete out to your own children because you love them. I caught you doing something. You have to admit you did it. I'm going to punish you. And then hopefully your behavior will improve. Without that, your behavior doesn't improve. And I'm not confident theirs has. And of course, I know people who work there. And one of them said to me recently, before Charlie's assassination, but said to me, everything that you think about the FBI, undersells it. It's, and I'm quoting, 10 times worse than you think internally.
I believe
that. That's a verbatim quote. So, I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I'm under no obligation to have confidence in any story they tell me. I'm going to need proof. And I would hope that every American would demand, even people who didn't like Charlie Kirk, because it's not about the assassination of one man. It's about whether you can have a functioning country.
Exactly.
Where you can hold wrongdoers to account and effect justice.
I agree.
And so I haven't said anything, and I'm not going to until, there's a reason to make hard judgments. But if it turns out the FBI is not doing an adequate investigation, and it's not just me, of course, Charlie had a million friends, people should go bonkers. They should go bonkers and absolutely demand it. Because this is too much.
Exactly. Enough is enough. I agree with you.